Unlocking AI on Times Radio.
Which tells you it is time for our regular feature, Unlocking AI, when we look through the mists at the future. And when I say the future, I really mean the present, because so much of what is happening at the development of this astonishing technology is happening now and happening around us, and not just in research laboratories with a view to the distant future. I'm very happy now to be joined then in the studio by Callum Chase, who's been known as the AI guy and the author of Surviving AI, which may well turn out to be useful advice. Let's find out. Welcome to you, Callum. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, John. Good to be here.
Give me an idea of your particular area of concern, which I think is conscious AI. Now, I've got a vague idea of what that might mean, which is probably right and may well be wrong. In fact, the odds is fairly evenly balanced. Either way, it sounds really quite alarming. Tell me, what is conscious AI?
The idea is that in the next few years, maybe decades, probably years though, we will probably have, we could have machines which become conscious. And when I say conscious, we all know what we mean by the word conscious, yes. But it's really hard to define. It is what happens to you when you perceive red, or you feel pain, or you feel happiness, or feel joy. It's actually the only thing you ever know, because your brain is locked inside a wooden prison, a bone prison, and it gets no information from the outside world. It makes everything up. So your consciousness is the only thing you know. If and when machines become conscious, the implications for the rest of us, for humans, will be enormous.
Right, that is simply and clearly expressed, and the implications are absolutely gargantuan. You are talking about AI developing into a conscious entity, a being, a living being.
Not necessarily living, but conscious in the same way that
What's the distinction between being conscious and living?
Good question. Life is another thing that's very hard to define, something to do with the drive for self-preservation and drive for reproduction. Nobody really knows what life is, actually. But you can be conscious by hypothesis. You can be conscious without being alive.
Okay, but an aware, a self-aware entity.
An aware entity, absolutely,
right. Yeah. Which again is pretty mind-boggling as a concept. And you get then into all sorts of ethical and moral arguments, don't you?
Absolutely.
Which has to do with the rights of these entities.
Indeed, if they become conscious, and certainly if they can feel pain, then they would become moral agents, they become moral patients, and they would deserve rights.
Okay, look, I mean, this a conversation like this, and I'm afraid especially this one, goes down an area which has become something of a cliche, but it's a cliche for good reason, because we've all seen The Matrix, we've all seen The Terminator, and the reason those fictions struck home with so many people was that they made people think of something, very, very huge by way of a concept, but now actually conceivable. I mean, could we be dealing with an entity which threatens our own position of dominance on our own planet?
Oh, absolutely. I was just thinking, you've been wrestling with some really difficult subjects, the last two subjects you've covered. So we're onto something really light and frivolous at the moment. We could become extinct. If we get machines on this planet which are much more intelligent than us, super intelligent, and much more capable than us, then we have made ourselves into chimpanzees and we could go extinct. Now, let's hope that doesn't happen. It's absolutely not inevitable. But it is a distinct possibility, and we shouldn't pretend it isn't.
Tom Whipple, the science editor of The Times, his view is that we can hope perhaps to become pets of AI. My worry is we could end up as becoming vermin. We could end up as for the exterminator being called in.
In which case we won't last very long. But there's another possibility, which is that the AI thinks that it likes us. And it wants us to stay around. It decides to help us. Solves all our problems, like war, poverty, and death. Wouldn't that be nice?
For some reason, I'm not pleased by the idea of living on the sufferance of my machine. I would become its person. Callum Chase, really good to talk to you. Thank you so much.